cooldown. Let's see what's going to happen here. Cyber Legacy on the Radiant and Alliance on the Dire.
Yep. So, as you already said, this moment that we're really going to be looking forward to is what I call the transition, where the laning phase breaks down. And those are a lot of tips for F and G.
What has F and G done to deserve this?
He's a CIS traitor.
Ah.
He is. I can't put it any...
Spicy. Are we getting some drama here? Let's go.
No, but it's definitely... This is a full CIS lineup here who's definitely played a lot against FNG on Gambit and then before on Spirit. And he's playing for Alliance right now, which, like his compatriot Seneko for NIP.
That's very true. Let's see what we have with the mid lane matchup here with Pikachu going up against Limp. I remember casting the Pikachu for like the first time was probably like 1.5 years ago, or maybe a bit over that. And he always seemed to me like he's a growing player, continues to improve and improve. And now that they're finally getting the stage, like he's always been there, but never quite gotten all the way. It's like left so much promise. And I feel like Pikachu is a really carrying force for Cyber Legacy as well. He can do amazing things from the mid lane and outside the mid lane.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Very curious to see, though, how he fares up against Limp, who is an extremely well-seasoned mid player, of course, and he basically lives and breathes Death's Prophet.
Well, we've got Happy Gerard and Palantimos for bottom. Luna, Oracle, very expected with Phoenix and LC, which is Hansken and S4. See if they can get some early harass going on in this lane. Maybe even try and punish or push out the Luna as much as they can. What can you tell us about Palantimos, Luna?
Nikita is a tempo player, very much. He used to be playing a lot of Ursa and Klinks, and he wants to get out of lane with a bunch of levels and then just roam. His signature used to be get Radiance Skadi on Ursa, and then take the level 25 talent where your Earthshock AoE becomes huge. And then, you know, nobody on the entire screen gets to move anymore while the bear mows them all down. It's... it was something to see, but it also wasn't very practical.
Well, Big Num finds FNG's courier. Already moving behind, just throwing these fissures like the usual roaming shaker does. Just get those good fissures out. Either do block movements, allow the person benefiting from the fissure to get extra right clicks in, especially if you have a range hero, especially mid lane matchups, for example, where you can just dish out damage behind the wall and pull off some good moves. And also, like, even if your shaker was level 1 like 5 minutes in, if you always get those fissures to land for your teammate to benefit from them, you're still paying off a lot for your team. You can catch up with levels really fast anyway. If you get your team rolling, you can take a lane which nobody else is farming and everyone else is just making space or whatever. Or you can just get XP from kills too.
You can secure some range creeps.
Yep, Happy Gerard and Hansken trading hits. Palantimos has the wave all the way at the back though, so it'll be safe farming for him. S4, 9 last hits, as well as the Luna with 8. And going on S4 again. Decent beam. Bit of harass here and there. Once Oracle hits level 3, that nuke becomes so scary, because Oracle's level 3 nuke is like one of the highest damage outputs at the game at that point on any hero.
It's why you see Oracles end up with these big killing streaks. They really like last hitting with that, and I mean, that is a better use than accidentally healing up your enemies, so can't do anything else but commend him.
Yeah, usually you just get that 2 times for the Purifying Flames, then pop a Q and instantly follow up with another Purifying Flames, and you should deal like 70% of someone's HP pool at that point. And the amount of healing that they get from that is like, what, 30, 40 healing, and the damage that you take is just hundreds.
We've got an Oracle picker here, I see.
I used to play Oracle quite a lot, especially when his mana costs were so much lower, especially when his Q was at level 1, was like 75 mana or something. So your full combo would cost like 150 to cast 2 spells.
An Oracle abuser here, I see.
Not really an abuser. I never actually started grinding MMR with it when I probably should have. But
Should've.
the one that I love to abuse more was the pos 5 Abaddon and just run at people by throwing those fucking Qs.
Hey.
Like those were just like so annoying when they're just spamming it and then they're getting denies. Get your more
Same
regen,
here,
come back to
same here.
lane, just harass more. It's just so heavy to go against.
Very chill laning stage here, by the way.
Yep.
I've been looking at this bottom lane a little bit, and Palantimos is starting to run out of mana, which might slowly turn this game around. They were relying on nuke damage to keep S4 at bay, but if he can start
Yeah.
hitting Nikita, then things are going to go south for this Luna lane. And oh, sorry, by the way, I am going to call Palantimos Nikita sometimes. That's just...
I
that's
know,
just gonna
old
happen.
habits, old habits. They never
Yes.
die fast. And as you said, 0-0, 4 minutes played. First bounty runes, well, the second bounty runes technically, spawning in 30 seconds. Happy Jirara. Just removes all of those debuffs the Phoenix has thrown on him with his Q. Asken feels like he's taking the majority of the damage here in S4. Picking up a nice amount of CS. Limp and Pikachu both sitting on low HP. Regen on DP, so he's definitely going to force Pikachu out of lane almost all the way back home. Happy Jirara picks up the first blood here against the Phoenix with the help of Bignum.
Yeah, he's sneakily teleported in.
And that's your
And now he's
5-minute
here to
bounty
secure
rune
the runes.
stolen. Yes. S4, rooted in place. Palantimos, 3 more seconds for a Lucent Beam, but no need to use it here. We'll run back to safety. Limp, meanwhile, as he forced Pikachu to go all the way back home, getting almost 500 damage dealt to this mid-tier 1 tower. Now Bignum behind him, fissure block, and now he's going to body block as well, the entrance away, but Limp's just going to walk nimbly right past him and just ignore that the Shaker ever was here. Doesn't really get taken much damage from Pikachu as well, even though he did TP in for a little attempt on a kill. Maybe just heavy harass, but just, you know, not really caring about it.
Drive-by fissure.
Yeah, drive-by fissure indeed.
Limp, by the way, is one of the few Death Prophet players who I see maxing the Crit Swarm instead of the Spirit Siphon. And I'm going to have to check later if there's something that he just does matchup dependently. He really wants to nuke out this Lashrack this time. But most Death Prophets make sure to get the Spirit Siphon just so that they can trade really hard as soon as the landing stage starts to break down.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
I
use the
totally
Crit
agree
Swarm
on that. There's a point to it.
that much.
No, they're still trying to move around onto Limp. They've definitely scouted out Bignum. There's an Ops Ward placed in the mid lane that's been showing the Shaker's position all this time. The Bignum having a rough time here with this Shaker roaming. He did get that 1 kill on bottom as he TP'd in, make sure that the Phoenix would die. But after that, you know, he's not really accomplishing anything here. And FNG is ready to intervene. Now he finds Bignum. Or Bignum finds FNG. Exactly.
Jinx.
Who finds who? Is it hide or seek, or is this something else? S4 in trouble, and there we go. There's the burst coming in from the Oracle. With the help of Palantimos, they just blow up S4.
Nice job. So much nuke damage on those Lucent Beams as well. Palantimos just straight up maxing those out. They know what it takes to stay in this lane, but they're not going to be able to stay right now. Limp has come in. He's got level 7, and he's just running them down with that ultimate.
Luna's not taking any damage so far because the Oracle did drop his W on him, so he will TP out back to safety. Limp and Hansken not really credited a kill here. S4 is also level 5. He should get that level 6 as soon as possible. Now mid lane, however, FNG will be taken down under the tower by Pikachu. And this is the power that he can definitely give in as they see those movements happening in the bot lane. Limp with his ulti up and running. It's like, I'm going to punish someone here in mid. Oh, look, it's a free FNG. And all those tips they gave in the early game, they paid off.
Yes, and Limp has to TP back here, by the way. Otherwise, he loses his tower to the Lashrack. And that's really not something you want to have happen as a Death Prophet.
Oh,
What did he
that
do?
was too close to comfort. That was way too close to comfort. With the fissure and the Oracle burst coming in, Nico Baby had like, what, 30 HP at that point? Barely got off his morph.
Peanuts, I say. Peanuts. The only HP point that matters is the last one.
Yeah.
That said, that's a tower trade, though. So even though Limp didn't actually get to use his exorcism to secure that tower, bot tower is gone. S4 is all the way up to the tier 2. And the other way around. Nico Baby gets to have this top lane because Ghostic is taking stacks in the jungle. FNG had been diligently stacking up here, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's all of the Radiance right now.
Yep. Ghostic 57 last hits, and he's leading the net worth as well. Leshrac right behind him. Kitchu and Ghostic taking the lead. There's Morphling right behind with a couple hundred. Same thing with the Death Prophet and Gambit. Sorry, Alliance. Messed up with FNG's title there. Alliance now moving behind this tier 1 tower. Looking for an answer here against Cyber Legacy. We're just pressuring this mid, and here comes the Leshrac damage output. Either they try for a sneaky deny, but there's also Big Num waiting for the fissure, but he won't throw it down. They will take the tower, and they will back away.
This is one of the concerns that Alliance should have had about this Death Prophet in the drafts already. You are bound to that Exorcism timer. Leshrac is only bound by his mana. And oh, Pikachu stepped very far forward there. Bro, what are you doing?
Oh boy.
That is a freebie for S4, and it allows Limp to just immediately move in for the counter on the towers.
The roar in the back. FNG will fall. Second kill.
He'll happily give his life.
He will definitely just sacrifice for that. That's the roar used as well, so that will be put on cooldown. S4 and Limp keeping up the pressure in mid. And
Limp
at the same
being,
time,
take the tower from me, bro.
Nico Baby and Hansken, okay, they find themselves a relief kill onto Big Num. And that is your mid tower gone.
I don't care kills, T-Panda, I care towers.
yeah, objective-based gaming, of course.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing to think
that
about.
One, an execution. Ease of execution, my man.
Exactly. Well, you said it. There's a DD rune on DP, and is there any items actually for the Death Prophet? Doesn't look like she's built up anything just quite yet.
No, might move into a second no tally before she starts building up her heals. In case of Limp, I always look for him grabbing a bunch of clarities as well as soon as he's looking to start farming that heals, because he's not going to come out of the jungle for a while yet.
Isn't that the basic build if you're playing Shadow Fiend and you get destroyed in lane? You just buy 7 clarities in jungle?
Yeah, basically, but it's the standard Death Prophet build no matter what.
Yeah.
You use your ult a couple of times, you get some towers down. With that space on the map, you get some time to jungle. And then you buy a whole bunch of clarities, and you crit swarm a whole bunch of hapless, innocent animals.
11 minutes played, 6 kills only on the board. We're sitting at a half a kill per minute pace. Very silent game? Is that a term you could use here? Farm fest?
Quiet, yes. I wouldn't call it a farm fest. There is a very clear pressure advantage for Cyber Legacy here, especially because, well, I said I wasn't a big fan of the Legion Commander, and I continue to not be a big fan of the Legion Commander. She's had a much harder laning stage than something as simple as a Beastmaster, and all of the net worth disadvantage of Alliance is on this S4 hero. He does not even have his drums yet, while meanwhile on the enemy team, the Beastmaster, that's a Necro level 2.
Yep. Only a couple hundred away from Necro 3s as well, and I think that could be the opening timer here for Cyber Legacy to start pushing up even more, start taking map control. Especially once you have those Necro 3s means that you're going to destroy the enemy's vision and just take over their jungle if you feel like that. So yep. Cyber Legacy can easily just take over the entire top side of the map. So you see, like, this entire area is theirs once that Necro 3 is ready. It's already being constantly contested.
Mm-hmm. And for Alliance, really, it becomes a question of can they hold off until Nico Baby has his E-Blade. He's going straight for it. No Manta, no Yasha first. There's just an Eagle Song
the shotgun.
in his quick buy right now. Yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the shotgun. It needs to pay off once he builds it right away, because if it doesn't, your enemy knows that you are not as strong as you thought you were with that, and they get a lot of confidence the moment you reveal it and you don't get kills with it.
Yep.
Mental damage. I mean, it's gonna be stuck in my head. I think I've got mental damage at this point, and we gotta pause and a disconnect by Pikachu.
Blame No-Tail. Like, every time I see OG dive, I can just hear him go in my head, mental damage, mental damage.
Well, very easy pace to the game here. We've got about 3,000 gold ahead for Cyber Legacy. XP, however, going in favor of Alliance. Same
Good
amount
news
of digits.
It means that at the very least they've been finding a place for S4, even if he hasn't exactly been able to hit creeps there.
Hmm.
Because this is one of the problems when you don't win two lanes and you do have three heroes that need farm. You end up having one sort of dangle. Normally you can put two on the lanes, one in the jungle, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those things that OG does, where they like to have their carry actually have the worst lane because they know that he's going to take a while in that jungle anyway. But yeah, if you only win the one lane hard enough, or if you go equal, then yeah, where does S4 go? Well, into all of the
FNG,
Radiant Vision on top.
he's been spotted. Happy Gerard actually walks the other
Oh,
way. He's already prepared to walk onto the high ground with his abilities used. Nobody found though, however, so I think FNG saw Happy Gerard, but he did not see FNG. Then again,
that happens sometimes.
that happens sometimes. But what we were
Especially
talking
when
about, the
there's
Death Prophet's items, like, she's not going for another Null Talisman, but instead trying to time the Yules as fast as possible, probably because of the information given from Cyber Legacy that there's a Nectar 3 ahead that we need to worry about.
Yes,
There's a
he
Lesh
has no
already
time.
who also has Yules. Like, we're gonna need some items of our own. We can't just build stats, we need something active to enable our team fight. Otherwise, they're just gonna run at us, and what can we do? Just soak hits and try and throw spells at them?
Yeah, well, let's see what they do right now because Ghostic and
Ghostic,
Big are in the
there's a
river.
haste.
Roar
Limp will
coming out.
take it. The roar will come out, but that haste is already picked up. There's the Echo Slam coming in from Bignum as well with the Blink Dagger, and Limp is actually getting purged, so he might live through that. FNG, however, getting isolated in the other direction. Alliance will lose their first hero. Now, Nico Baby coming into Pikachu. He does not have his E-Blade ready yet, so they'll just have to sack the Venge.
That is absolutely fine.
Yes.
That could have ended way worse for them, but FNG, you can see, even if you know you're gonna die, you can still do a lot. You can walk away in straight the opposite position and force the entire enemy team to run after you instead of after your course.
Yeah.
Limp even does a little dance as he goes back to base. It's like, yeah, that was pretty good, all things considered. I have my heals now.
Yep. They were not ready for that fight, so they had the opportunity to disengage, and they just went away. Smart choice here from Alliance. And 15-minute bounties will spawn. Hanskin just gets the bounty rune in front of the Alpha Wolf, trying to deny it.
Such an annoying bird.
Welcome to ESL One Birb. There we
Enjoy
go.
your
Some
stay.
access. Got 15 seconds for the Beastmaster Roar. Backup is coming. Bignum, Pikachu, all coming in. S4 is here. FNG sitting at 500 HP.
Though.
The Hawk will scout all of them. They're
It
prepared for
doesn't
this.
matter that you can see them if you can't fight them.
Yep. Nothing to
Philosophical
go
question here.
Yeah, it's a big question, and they just can't go for it, so they decide to stick in the area and look around.
But
Now
now they might.
FNG going ahead.
FNG doing the old solo. Oh, goodness.
Well, I
my
guess
man,
that's I guess that's free gold, but there's also your hero
No, it's-
down.
They got nerfed so hard as well. You don't get a lot of gold out of those anymore. It's just,
But it's still gold.
yeah. It's still most of your HP bar just gone.
Gone, exactly. Well, yep, that just happened. Valentimos with Pikachu and Happy Gerara could get the opening here to pressure this top tower, while Alliance, they're getting TPs on behind them. They're actually, no, that's the Vengeful Spirit. So FNG is coming back. 3 heroes bottom, 3 heroes top. Who's going to take the tier 2 tower first? It looks like Cyber Legacy will get the objective
Cyber Legacy.
before they do.
And this is very dangerous for Alliance. If they would have committed ultimates there, maybe they get the tower, but then they don't have them anymore for any engagements afterwards. So
Aye,
this is
yeah.
that awkward moment where Death Prophet has to hold her exorcism until it's absolutely sure that she can get a good fight. Because if she doesn't, then this enemy lineup is going to make mincemeat out of Alliance in the minute that follows.
Limp moving on some very dangerous waters here, but he does have some backup. Hanskin's TPing home because right now Pikachu is forcing the high ground on Alliance. And almost
Can I catch
1,000
him?
damage. Here comes the E-Blade.
Oh, there's the
Almost
E-Blade.
enough for the Leshrac, and he still needs one more hit to finish the job. That should do it. They take it. The silence onto Happy Gerard as well.
That was
S4,
a
no
blind
blink.
silence.
They want to get the duel for him, but Nico Baby says, we take this kill and we go onward.
That's cold, Nico. S4 could really use that dual damage.
But I don't think he's able to catch them. That would have been a very long chase. Then again, they could have done it just for the sake of the dual damage. But they get 2 kills.
I would have liked to see that, but mostly just because it's funny. Heroes getting run down, knowing that they're dead, knowing that the enemy just wants to have that dual damage. You gotta keep running, man. You gotta keep running. Ah, the tragedy.
Now, Alliance, they've got some vision placed down in the top area. They have that mid-obs ward placed right next to the neutral camp. But they don't actually see all the way to the bounty rune. Then again, looks like they're confident to go in. S4.
There's a couple of really big timings coming up.
I think
smoke
S4
right
thinks that they're here. But they're not. They're going the other way around.
Oh.
And F&G, if he tanks this, yeah, he actually pops a smoke. And they've got the ward. They've got the ward. They see it. They see everything that's happening right now. And now F&G goes for the swap, finds Happy Durara. Meanwhile, some Necro units. My camera goes weird for a second, but we're still back in the fight. S4 trying to make his way out. There's a TP coming in. The Echo Slam from Big Num. And Limp is gone. And now comes the Morphling. Nico Baby's getting control of the fight. He just gets exploded right away. There's the Phoenix Egg. It's not going to do anything. It's going to explode. We've got an ultra kill for Palatimos. Make it a rampage. There we have it. Our first rampage of the day. 19 minutes in for Palantimos on the Luna, straight towards the Roshan pit. And Alliance couldn't have taken a harder hit than that.
And this is right before Cyber Legacy was actually about to get their item timings. I was saying, alright, I expect them to go. This Luna has their Manta style soon. There's going to be Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, but Alliance engage onto them in the river. They think they have the benefit of that ward up there, but no such thing when you're playing into Beastmaster vision. That was perfectly executed by Cyber Legacy.
It was beautiful to watch, and Nico Baby was desperate for that fight there, but he doesn't have the tankiness that he requires for these team fights. He tried to go in, he waveformed in the middle right after the Echo Slam was used and tried to get a good nuke, but it just left him so short, because then again, Happy Jirara, if he just gets that W off, that means that the Morphling is doing 0 damage with his entire combo. If that happens again, that is like Alliance just lose their strongest weapon in a sense, and that's the surprise advantage of the Morphling just showing up out of nowhere and blowing someone up. Limp still has the DP ulti, and Cyber Legacy, well, they're not moving in just quite yet. They have a lot of backup coming in. Pikachu sees Limp. The Hawk gives them vision. S4 is under it. Nico Baby's under it. Pikachu baiting in the lane. Now they're moving towards top. And you can see it. Palantimos forcing the high ground. Once again, Limp and Hanskin force the TP home. And Cyber Legacy are playing this really well.
Yes, this is where you can really start to build that net worth advantage. You drag them to top. Meanwhile, Pikachu with the Aegis is playing more alone because, you know, there's time for the backup to come in, even if he dies. And he can now start wailing away at this mid tower. He's got the Diabolic Edict ready. It's dead.
Now an instant TP bot. They're trying to find FNG. But he does hide into the trees, so Pikachu can't quite catch up to him. Now Alliance is actually moving up behind him. Nico Baby wants to kill some creeps. Actually takes 0 damage from the melee Necro creep as he killed it during the waveform. Smart thing to know.
Do your calculations well. Otherwise you'll end up very embarrassed.
Yes. 0 minus 0 is -1, right? 21 minutes played. It's 11 to 5.
Does not compute, T-Panda.
I'm trying to change the topic. 6k. 6k advantage here for Cyber Legacy in terms of net worth, and XP also 4k ahead for them. And Alliance, well, they have their timings. They're smoked up as well. Let's see if they can pull something off here. All of their ultimates are ready, but they're not finding anyone.
S4. This is what they're going for right now.
Now they just wait.
This is honestly too predictable. When the mid wave is out like that, and nobody is showing, then yeah.
Meanwhile, Pikachu's like free tower. Well, almost free tower. He forces the glyph at least. Alliance is still sitting in this Radiant top side jungle waiting for someone to appear. They're just gonna go straight on his back door.
They can actually farm here as opposed to in their own jungle, where what's happening right now, this cross-map smoke of Cyber Legacy could be coming at them immediately.
Well, they will use a roar on him. He will not escape. We'll find the Phoenix. He's gone for 40 seconds now. Looking for more. No, Nico, baby. That TP is too dangerous to go for. He will get caught by the Eagles, but the silence coming in from the DP, and Leshrac dropped really low. S4 jumping onto the LC, allowing them to go into the Leshrac. Pikachu gets ulted by the Oracle. Happy to drive saves his life, and S4 is now taken down as well. Pikachu still staying alive with just a shred of HP, and Morphling is in trouble. Bignum is surrounding him. Palantimus is hitting him as well, and they're just slowly crunching through this Morphling. The Leshrac will finally pop with the Aegis, and Morphling is down as well. That is our third hero gone, and DP is not joining this fight. No ulti, no nothing that they could really do there. The duel from LC ends up being a failure. They didn't even get the duel victory. I think it was just buying time to kill the Lesh, but they still had that Aegis to go up against.
At the very least, to get the Aegis down now before the base push, this is going to make it a little bit harder for Cyber Legacy to completely take over the map. But yeah, at the same time, the amount of heroes that you give up there for not even a kill means you lose more map control now, and that net worth difference just keeps on climbing. Limp is still desperately searching for that BKB. Nico Baby as well. Like, I was thinking that maybe they'd wait for these BKBs before going, but they can feel the pressure mounting. They felt they had to do something. And instead, it just leads to this huge Luna up on their high ground.
Trying to bait the Phoenix dive there with the roar, but he threw the axes instead. The animations are pretty similar, so he forced the dive out, and Ghostic still has his ulti available. Tier 3 tower is gone. That's a bit of gold in their pockets.
Yeah, and what else does that mean nowadays anyway?
Yeah.
Well, the answer is that it means that the wave doesn't bounce back on its own anymore, which can be very inconvenient at times if your enemy knows how to make a wave that pushes itself, or if it happens accidentally.
Yeah, vision-wise, if you can sneak up a very good ops ward somewhere around that top area, bottom lane area. If it's the mid tower you take down first, that's really not going to serve you with a big advantage. But if you take one of the side lanes and your opponent doesn't realize that you've put wards down there, or if they do, they might end up looking at the wrong places, and since sentries are now also limited, that could be a thing. But now, Cyber Legacy smoked actually invis on Earthshaker instead of a smoke, but they are sitting under Vision of Alliance, so they're spreading, they're scrambling, not allowing Cyber Legacy to find anyone. And now the 25 minutes, bounties spawn as well, so they will take 2 of them. S4
sneaks the top ones.
Yes. Should be able to get both. Dire scan though. Yep. just to make sure that S4 doesn't die in the jungle.
Yeah, he is also looking for a BKB, a way to escape the massive damage output of this Leshrac, but by the time they get to these BKBs, Nico Baby has one now. By now, the Luna is a definite right-click presence. So your survivability against magic doesn't matter as much as when you would have gotten it, say, 5 minutes ago. Alliance are still in a very rough spot here, but at least they can take a fight around this BKB.
Yeah. Now we're trying to find S4 in the trees, but he TP'd out. Will not be sacked. 14 and 5. Cyber Legacy still holding on to a crazy good lead, at least in terms of net worth. What are Alliance's keys here? Morphling now has a BKB. Can the Morphling be bigger than the Luna?
Yes, in the long term. Especially if you steal her form as well. Bouncing Glaives with your massive Adi is a ton of damage, but your team needs to survive first. And I think the biggest problem here is that they don't have a way to get on top of Bignum. I was talking about the Oracle before, but
look at this.
Again,
might
if you get the teamfight damage on top of him, it doesn't matter as much.
Happy Gerard is caught off guard. This could be the pickoff that they go for. The smokes are popping. They don't find him. The blink from S4 is going to miss as well. Happy Gerard will get back to safety. That was the pickoff they needed to get this fight rolling. This smoke will be not so successful. There's a courier coming in, though. And there's a Hawk revealing FNG and S4, so they know where the rest of the lineup is. The smoke will pop now, and FNG will get healed up by S4. S4 is isolated from the fight. FNG is going to get blown up. Nico B with the BKB. Big Dump doesn't land his Echo Slam, only accept onto S4. S4 now finally goes down. There's a double kill for Palantimos. Palantimos is also taking a lot of damage from Nico Baby and Limp, and they're just melting this Luna down. The Oracle ulti will come just in time, and Palantimos is able to disengage from this. The DP does get used up. He has another use of himself, so he will dodge the stun from Pikachu. Nico Baby chasing down the Ghost Stick out of the team fight. Limp is now being focused on, and Limp will go down. That means their DP ulti's gone as well, so Alliance have to get the hell out of there. Nico Baby wave forming himself away. Pikachu, 8 seconds for his Yules, and he tries to turn around on Ghost Stick. He knows that he's probably dead. He gets a return kill, but he will also die. 50 seconds and he's going to respawn, so that's not a long time that Alliance have to be without their hero, but it also means that Cyber Legacy can't really go straight up for a push, and Roche is not up for another 1.5 minutes.
The fact that the Luna lives there is huge. You can see that the teamfight damage of a Death Prophet is still threatening. Even if they're like 10k behind, doesn't matter. You step in that damage, you die.
Hello?
Niet.
Denied. Pikachu will get the kill. So S4 is actually gone for 70 seconds. That's even longer than the Morphling.
He bought back.
True.
So,
Very true.
They were looking for a possible continuation of that fight, and instead it would have been his job.
Oh, what? What just happened? So Pikachu was able to interrupt the Icarus dive as it went off for like 0.1 seconds with the Yules, and then he missed the stun. Yes. Like, hello?
You know when I said does not compute earlier? This is...
Peter says no. And
Dota2 is not a game. It's a carefully constructed set of bugs designed to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Don't feel that FNG.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Now FNG getting sliced up with those axes. Another fissure stun. FNG will fall. LC is also up in 5 seconds, so S4 coming back alive means that Cyber Legacy will not stay their welcome, or overstay their welcome, but hello, look who's there. It's the big old Roshi guy.
FNG is gonna scout it with his illusion, most likely. They know what's going on. They don't need to scout.
Still a bit far away from here when Roche is slowly falling. Can they interrupt this? 3k HP, 2k HP, 1k HP, it's gonna fall, and Alliance are late for the party. S4 still jumps onto Bignum, he makes the call, he's gonna go in. There's also Limp coming in, the BKBs are popped on Pikachu and Palantimos. They've also found the Phoenix. Phoenix will be going down, and already 3 heroes down from Alliance. Nico Baby and Limp, the 2 surviving heroes from this fight, and Cyber Legacy are just running them down. Nico Baby with another stun onto the left rack, tries to waveform away. He manages to get to the high ground, but he will still get interrupted. They will even use the Echo Slam just to make sure that he will not escape this fight. And Alliance lose 4, they lose Roshan, and it's GG. Cyber Legacy will take game 1 against Alliance.
Extremely convincing win. This is the kind of Luna push lineup that you just love to see. I can't help but feel that Alliance